Everybody, welcome to the stream. Before we begin, hello. Hope you are all doing well. If you watched my YouTube video yesterday, well then this should be no surprise to you. And if you watched my YouTube video yesterday, well then you also know that I'm sick. So I'm feeling a little bit better, thank you for asking, but I'm still relatively low energy. Not 100% myself at the moment, but you know, I figured I wanted to come on and let you guys know what happened today, what was going on. So please, you know, be patient with my low energy-ness today. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll be back. But yeah, man, what's up, everybody in the chat? Hope you are doing well. Hope we are all happy, healthy, wealthy. Shouts out to the Nexus. As always, we are sitting short. We're gonna talk about the short positions. We're gonna talk about the setups that we gave the Nexus. I don't like flexing my numbers, and I don't like flexing my numbers for very long. So that's all you get. And let's talk about what is going on. First things first, sound check. Do we sound okay? Are we doing okay? Are we doing good? Are we happy, healthy, wealthy? Are we groovy? Are we chilling? So I'm short on Solana. I'm short on Ethereum. We're going to go over both those positions, but we're going to start with USDT Dominance because, as you know, as per my last two videos, USDT Dominance is the absolute king. And listen, I'm going to tell you guys something. Maybe this triggers a couple people. But on Twitter today, I was posting to everybody. Look, I'll show you. Let me take you down Twitter world. Let's take you down Twitter world. Okay. I'm not always right. Not always right. Okay. But I told everybody all day long, the equal highs on USDT haven't been taken. All longs are going to be fake plays. I believe all longs are designed to trap you until those highs are taken. Those highs have now been taken, but we don't know what to expect now. So we're going to go over it, okay? Because we are in some long zones, but I haven't taken any longs, and I'm not really crazy to take any longs at the moment. So if you like the content, make sure to hit the like button. Once again, sorry for being super low energy. If you're new here, let's try something new. Put the flag of the country that you're in. From now on, every time we stream, we're going to start off by you dropping the flags of the countries that you are in. My name is Gio if you are new here. I'm from Toronto, Canada, and I am a 5'2" and 3/4" wannabe singing non-financial advisor. Okay. Disclaimer: all content presented is a complete joke and should not be taken seriously. Gio is an incompetent 5'2" and 3/4" wannabe singing non-financial advisor. Crypto is a scam. Making money online is impossible. Global warming is real, and the Earth is flat. It is absolutely wonderful to see all these flags. I'm seeing USA. I'm seeing Spain. I'm seeing Philippines. I'm seeing Greece. I'm seeing Canada. I'm seeing the gay flag. What's up, bro? Bro, I'm always sick. Time for a detox. Dude, I am with you, man. I'm with you. I am absolutely with you. All right. Let's talk about this, what's going on right now, okay? So yesterday's YouTube video, if you guys watched it, then you know what I was talking about in yesterday's YouTube video. Okay, so let's go over it. If you didn't watch it, by the way, still go back and watch it, because then you get to see my perspective in real time, and then you get to see how it actually played out. All right. So last week we were talking about how, what is this? I saw yesterday, I think, a trader that is very humble, at least the way he says. I saw him long ETH, then a few hours it dumped. Yeah, man. Listen, in my opinion, this was the controversial take. In my opinion, prior to this happening, prior to just a few moments ago, nobody should have been longing today. Like, unless you're scalping, unless you're super scalping, there were absolutely zero longs to be had today. And that's what I was telling everybody. Okay, I was telling everybody on Twitter, like, there's zero longs. I don't know why people are trying to longs. Man, divergences don't work. You know that, and I know that. Divergences don't work. Sentiment is at a high. Yesterday, I talked about how Bitcoin is very likely to not fill the CME gap because everybody's looking for it. Anyway, let's start with USDT, though. So we obviously hit these equal highs. Last week on Friday, I missed the huge pump last week. I missed it, okay? Because we had equal highs on USDT Dominance. This high swept out this high, okay? But it didn't sweep out this high. Had this wick, in my opinion, if this wicked out like this, we wouldn't be back up here. We would have been pumping still. But because that didn't happen, we had equal highs on the high here, okay? Now, your structure on USDT is very simple. First of all, we're in a higher time frame range. We're not going to talk about all that right now. Your structure is very simple, okay? We obviously have low, high, low. We're expecting lower, high, lower, low. However, something happened along the way. The thing that happened along the way is that we hit a higher time frame demand zone, okay? Higher time frame demand zone. Shouts out to Brewberry. Alex Crypto's in the chat. What's up, Otters? Shouts out to Brewberry, because we talked about this very briefly today, and him and I are on the same page. We hit our higher time frame demand zone. We flipped structure coming out of that demand zone, and we left those equal highs. So to me, I'm like, okay, well, it makes way more sense that we are going to come up and make a higher high on this structure. Now, this structure is very important, and very important to understand that, excuse me, because this higher time frame demand zone is a higher time frame demand zone, and we flipped structure coming out of there, this is a threat to your red structure breaking, okay? I think whether you're a permabull, a permabear, or anything in between, we can all agree that we're on our way to this red line, which means this high is at a threat to being touched, which means it's at a threat to breaking that market structure, right? And if USDT is bullish, then that means that the market is bearish, okay? So the idea behind where we're at right now came from those equal highs, right? I'm like, okay, well, we have these equal highs. We hit into our demand zone that we were watching. We flipped structure coming out of our demand zone. We had our bullish PO3, well, bearish on USDT. So this was your range. This was your manipulation, and this was your expansion to the downside. And that expansion to the downside absolutely yeeted up. When you have, excuse me, when you have a range, a manipulation, an expansion, and then it does this, that is extremely, in USDT's case, extremely bullish. This is very bullish for USDT, which is very bearish for the market. My YouTube video update yesterday, while I was still not feeling well, was demonstrating, was illustrating to you guys that this, there's nothing, I was saying there's not one bullish bone in my body. All day today, I was telling the Nexus, I didn't stream this morning because I wasn't feeling well, but we were already in wicked shorts from yesterday, which I'm going to show you guys in a second. But I told everybody, I do not have one bullish bone in my body, and in my opinion, there's absolutely no way that we are longing, or I'm longing, before those equal highs were taken. Once again, if you were not scalping, like super scalping, like Alex Crypto, like getting in and out $200, $300 type shit, then you had no business longing thinking that we were going to go to 117, 118, filling the CME gap. Okay, respectfully, that just tells me that you don't really understand liquidity and understand structure. There's no reason to long, okay? So that PO3 that flipped bearish and then it flipped bullish right away, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So when I did the video yesterday, we were around here. And what I said was, I do think it's likely that we're going to continue higher. I do think that this, you could either continue higher or you could range and then go higher. We ended up ranging. We ended up going higher. We shorted Solana, okay? We shorted Solana. I took SFP fully closed at 1122. Man, there you go. Like Alex, I saw your post actually. You made like 800 bucks or whatever. Unless you're like super scalping like Alex O Crypto, you had no reason. Like basically you had no reason longing. You had no business longing thinking that we were going to come back up to like 118k. There was no reason to do that. Okay, there's absolutely zero reason to do that. Anyway, so yeah, that's what happened on USDT Dominance. Like this is where we were. Then I said we were potentially going to range, whatever. And, you know, now we came up to those equal highs, right? Which was obviously bearish on the market. Okay, obviously bearish on the market. So now that we know how we got here, let's talk about what's going to happen now. Man, God bless you, Alex. You didn't have to do that. I really appreciate it, brother. I really appreciate it. Alex says, join the Nexus, invest in yourself, sub to my boy. God bless always. Guys, listen, I'm going to tell you guys this. If you're not following Alex O Crypto for whatever reason, go follow Alex O Crypto. Him and I used to be neighbors, but we're good friends. Him and I trade very differently. You know, he has his way of trading. I have my way of trading. But in the end, at the end of the day, as long as the Canadian boys eat, then we're good to go. So thank you, Alex. I really appreciate it, brother. God bless. Go check out Alex as well. All right. So how do we know what's going to happen now? Okay. This was my thought process yesterday, and I mentioned this. We have these equal highs. Okay. This pump that happened on Friday, this super, not pump, like the dump on the market, but pump on USDT Dominance. This was the most scam. This move down was the most scam shit I've ever seen because of the equal highs. In my opinion, this high should have gone. Listen, this is where understanding the market context like ties in with your technical analysis, right? Many people just draw Fibonacci's, whatever, but you need to understand market context. Why on earth would the market, like think about this. Why would the market makers send USDT up like this, leave these exact semi-equal highs just to have a very big move to the downside, just to only slowly over time crawl back up to SFP that high and then roll back over? Why on earth would that happen? Like if the intention was to sweep the liquidity and then roll over like they did here, why would they not sweep the liquidity? So in my opinion, the odds of them doing this are very slim. Very, 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 very slim. It makes no sense to me that they're going to do that. Right? Just like it made no sense to me why like to be bullish today, and I was saying that yesterday in my video update that hopefully you saw. There's no reason still. I have to remain my bearish bias. It makes no sense to just roll over from here. So for that reason, if we do roll over here on USDT Dominance, I suspect that you're going to get a higher low and a higher high continuation. Okay? I think you're going to get a higher low and a higher high situation. I don't think that this is going to roll over back to yesterday's prices. I don't think that's going to happen. And in fact, yesterday on my YouTube video, I mentioned that I believe that this week might be a very important turning week for crypto. Crypto is starting to get a little bit bearish right now. And remember, we've been literally up only since April. Okay? Things are starting to turn. The tide is starting to shift. Now, what I think is going to happen, and it doesn't have to happen in one movement, right? For me, in order to get bullish on the market again, USDT Dominance needs to start closing below this low. Okay? You start closing below 4.34. That's a ways away. So what that tells me is price can come all the way back down here while still remaining bullish and then go and do that. Fine. It can even SFP that low. Fine. But I ultimately believe that in the end, no matter how which way we get there, we are going to make it up to this high. This high is important because this high, if you start closing daily candles above there, as you can see by my text here, I believe that we have a serious threat to the bull run. Okay? Now, I said that in my video yesterday, and some smartass was like, they're about to do QE. You think it's over? And I didn't say that it's over. I actually explicitly said many times that I'm not saying that it's over. I said that I think that there's a serious threat to the bull run. You need to at least consider it if it's over. I'm not saying it is or isn't over. Okay? So what I think that's going to happen is I still think longs are scalps. I still think shorts are swings until we make it up to this line, because I do think we are very likely to get headed to this line. Okay? Now, what happens at this line is going to be very interesting. And I'm going to show you what I'm thinking right now. And of course, I'll keep you guys updated because I am absolutely the king of USDT dominance. Let's show you what I think might happen at that point. Okay. Over the weekend, I told you guys that we giga-longed Dogecoin in the Nexus. We all giga-longed Dogecoin. And I'm actually going to show you. Let me show you how we do in the Nexus, okay? So I did my analysis on Sunday morning. Right? I did my analysis on Sunday morning in the Nexus, okay? I posted the exact same thing, right? Solana, Dogecoin, ADA, XRP, SUI, all the same. I'm like, these are all longs. I ended up taking the Dogecoin one. Okay, super easy. 15 risk to reward trade. Super, super easy. Nothing that I do not teach you guys in the Nexus. In my real-time channel, which I update 24/7, I let everybody know that I ended up taking that trade. Now, the reason why I was bullish was because we had our PO3, right? We had a range right here. We had a range. We had our manipulation. And we had our expansion to the downside. Now, the mistake that I made within our PO3 was that I thought the range was like this. So I thought that the range was going to send you all the way to the low, but this was your true range. And what ended up happening was you swept the range low, and then you SFP'd the low, and then you blasted up, right? So this picture is how I get the best of my trades. The bullish, my best swing shorts, my best swing longs are usually PO3s, okay? Keep the PO3 in mind. And just to show you guys that in the Nexus, where was that? Right here, see? That was the PO3 that the Nexus knew about. We were all aware of it. We obviously took profits. There was the Dogecoin long. You know, I let everybody know to take profits along the way. Here's a better picture of what I was, you know, drawing out. Okay. Now, remember this PO3 because we're going to move it over now. Now, let's look at what I think could happen. And I think there's two possible scenarios, okay? Right here is supply. So what I think is going to happen, and this was the previous high. So this is supply. And this line is the previous supply or previous line that I was saying that I think price is going to get to. Like if I turn my thing, you see the daily candle close above me equals serious threat. That's where I ultimately think we're heading to. Now, there's two possibilities that can happen when we get there. Obviously, price is either going to move up or down from here. I think no matter how we get here, it doesn't matter. We make it up to here, and then we hang out in the supply zone, okay? Maybe we sweep the top of the supply zone, okay? Maybe we come up a little bit, but I ultimately think we will perhaps start to range here, okay? I think we're going to range here. Now, when I say we're going to range here, this is very important, okay? This is very important because what did I say? After you get this break, one of two things are going to happen. It's either going to go down and break the low, or it's going to go high and never touch that low again. And I think that your answer is going to be right here, okay? Because what did we just do with our ranges? This could be your range. If this idea were to happen, this could be your range. This could be your manipulation. And this could be your expansion. Okay. Why does this make sense? It makes sense because if I flash my TA again, I have two zones on my higher time frame zone where I'm allowed to get my third tap from, right? This is a higher time frame range. Here's your tap 1. Here's your tap 2. Tap 3 is either going to be here or it's going to be here, if this is an accumulation, okay? So, understanding that, this is where I think it's going to, because we've already hit one of the important zones. So, if we hide the TA again, we know that this zone's either going to hold or it's not. But if it doesn't, then your next level is this low right here. And this bearish PO3, in my opinion, will give you another, will give you the last potential leg down. Like it gives you enough fuel to get that push on the market. And then if you get a structure confirmation here, and if you get this, I'm telling you right now, in my opinion, if that happens, I think the bull run is done. Okay. So we're basically looking for two things. We're looking for either what I have drawn out right now, where you either you touch the high or you don't, and then you make a lower low and then you come up, or you make a higher high right now, which significantly increases the chances that the bull run is done. If you get that higher low right there and then you break the structure, I think it's done. Okay, that's basically what we're looking at right now. Okay, we're looking for the PO3, and based on all things considered, based on the fact that it doesn't make sense to SFP this high and then roll over from here, based on the fact that we had the fake out on Friday, based on the fact that everybody's bullish, based on the fact of rate cuts and whatever else, I think that this is the more likely scenario, and we will have to wait and see what ultimately plays out, right? We'll have to wait and see what ultimately plays out. So that, my friends, is my update for you, okay? Like I said, my last couple videos were very USDT dominance based. Okay, if you don't understand anything that I just went over, go watch my last two videos and then come back to this one. Specifically yesterday's video, because yesterday's video was when we were down here and I was saying, I'm not bullish, guys. Like I was telling the Nexus, I don't have one bullish bone in my body. Okay, I was telling them I do not have one bullish bone in my body all day long until we touch those equal highs. Of course, we touch those equal highs now, and the Nexus knew. So that is my overall plan. Whatever decides to happen, obviously things change in real time, but that is essentially my what I'm thinking. Okay. All right, let's check the chat. Let's check the chat. Let's check the chat. Does anyone have any questions about what I went over? Can we long now? I mean, you can if you want to. I'm not longing yet. I will find a better risk to reward trade later, and it's safer. Okay, I will find a better risk to reward later, and it's safer. Man, I was gonna sell all my Dogecoin. I think I might still do that, but we'll see. If I had any ADA, I would sell all of it personally, but that's me. I'm a trader. I don't really care to hold spot. The whole like idea that we're gonna get a super bull run, and I don't really care. I'll just trade it. All right, Rupak says sup, Nexus wins. Yes sir, Nexus wins. Nexus wins. What's up, Joe? How are you, brother? Liquidity, max pain, draining the longs or shorts depending on what's more worth it for them. Yep, and we have so much liquidity to the downside, it's not even funny. Guys, we've been up only since April. Literally since the beginning of April. Since April 5th, we've been up only. Right? There's a lot that they can come for. Like, this could be a serious swing short. Like I said. All right, Gio hates BTC so much he charts USDT instead. Yeah. Well, I just chart USDT because USDT gives you a good understanding of what the whole market's going to do as a collective. And we know that for the most part, the market works in tandem. You know, I don't actually hate Bitcoin. I hate the people that love it because they're annoying and they're mean and they're condescending and they're fucking assholes and they have no personalities. Like, if Bitcoin is your personality, you need to find a hobby, bro. Couldn't this also follow the current trend and be a bigger lower high on USDT? It could, but I doubt it. Crashing would be 35k. All above is just a healthy correction to unnatural growth. That is absolutely true. I actually think that, you know what's funny? Battle Juice. So I don't recognize your name. If you've been around, my apologies. If you're still here. That's an interesting take. I've never actually heard somebody say that. The crashing is just for the, you know, clickbaiting and shit. But here's what I'll say. The funny thing is that and here's where the haters are going to come out. The claws are going to come out. But I'm just going to give you guys my opinion, okay? I actually think that 30k is not even crashing. If Bitcoin goes all the way to 30k, I actually still do not even think that it is crashing. And I'll tell you why. This godforsaken range, this liquidity, in my opinion, needed to go back in October and December of 2023. So to me, and this is only me, okay? Don't base your decision based off of me. But you want to know what I believe the fair value of Bitcoin is? Right here. In my opinion, Bitcoin is not worth $1 over 30,620. That's my opinion. I'll be nice and I'll give it a little bit more right there. $31,850. If Bitcoin goes all the way to $31,850, I will still not call it a crash. If Bitcoin starts losing like 15K, yeah, then I'll say it's a crash. But this this should have been taken before anyway. This should, in my opinion, should have been taken. So whether that's going to happen or not is a different story. But I'll tell you one thing for absolute certainty. I personally I'm never buying spot Bitcoin above $31,850. It's not happening. That's my opinion, you know? That's my opinion. That's my opinion. All right. Let's see. What do we do with our spot bags? It's up to you, bro. It's up to you. I don't know. I can't tell you what to do. Oh, Nixon here. What's up, brother? How are you, man? What's up, man? Lol, the accumulation range isn't perfect to you. On what? On USDT Dominance? You only hate tall people? Yeah. Anyway, I don't really care about the high time frame shit. To be honest, let's talk about our trades. So I'm in an Ethereum short and I'm in a Solana short. The Solana short was super easy. Super, super easy. We'll talk about it here. Everybody will be buying the bottom and you can be bearish at 35K. What? I don't know what that means. If you join the group, how should you start? You should start with the course. Start with the course. So I'll show you what's up, and then we'll go to and then I'll show you guys how I got into my Solana short. The Solana short was actually so easy, it's not even funny. Okay, so on the so when you sign up on the you'll have access to the Nexus trading course. Okay, watch the Nexus trading course. It's not very long. It's not very long in terms of the duration of it. It's not that long. Okay, it's like about 5 or 6 hours or something. So watch that. Then every day in the Nexus, I show you guys exactly what I'm doing and how I get there. Okay, so every morning we stream. I stream live every morning. I post my ideas. I post my levels in my GOTA channel. Okay, and then in real time, when we are in the zones that we're in and waiting to trade, in the zones basically we're willing to do business in, that is where I give you guys the updates. So for example, we've been nailing USDT dominant. Man, we've just been killing it. I really haven't missed. Aside from last Friday, which I wasn't shorting, I just didn't get the long. I was sleeping when it happened. I haven't really missed in like 2 weeks. Like I'm on like a 2.5. I took one loss this week. I'm on like a 2.5 win streak though. 2.5 week win streak. Anyway, Solana. Where is it? So right here, I said MSF on Bitcoin. I'll take the short. That was the exact high on Bitcoin. That was the exact high on USDT dominance. That was the exact low on what's it called, on USDT dominance. Solana, we took a scalp short from here, but this was the good one right here. Right here. So Chop City continues. Hope you took profit. This seems to be a trend. So what happened was we shorted here. Let me just show you here. Let's go over the Solana short. The Solana short was super easy, man. Super, super easy. Do I have a stop loss at ETH? I do. My stop loss is in profit. My stop loss is in profit. Yeah, so there's absolutely zero reason to long. Like there's no reason to long whatsoever. Anyway, this was the short idea. So yesterday we had a breaker block here. So we had a breaker block right here. Right here. This was the first short that I did. Then when I went to sleep, woke up. Well, not went to sleep, but I'm not feeling well. So I was in bed, woke up, and then we came back up to here, okay? So what did we actually end up doing in this high? First of all, if you have a break like this, and then you're seeing signs of a distribution, 1, 2, and 3, and then especially if you break that structure, like short the fuck out of it, or the other way around, right? Do either or, okay? But the way that I entered this trade was this was my needle in the, my nail in the coffin was this. So we came up here, we formed a distribution range, right? We swept the range high. I already knew that we were very likely going to get a pullback on USDT dominance in terms of the upside, rather, not a pullback, like a bounce, because of just expectational order flow and like, you know, how well I can read the markets in terms of structure and liquidity. Like, I'm not 100% right all the, like, no way. I am wrong, okay? Don't think I'm right all the time. No, I do get things wrong, but I do have a general understanding, and I can, even when I'm wrong, I can usually make sense of the move, okay? So understanding that it's very likely that we're gonna roll over around here. Just the nail in the coffin was the bullish open interest that we had, and that's what I let everybody know, right? I posted the open interest here. I said Chop City continues. Hope you took profit. This seems to be the theme here. Anyways, I tried another short since we have a Model 2 distribution and a bearish open interest. And that's exactly what happened. So I shorted it, put my stop right above here. And that, my friends, is this position that you are looking at right here. That is this guy right here. Okay. So 12, 13K profit. This was a scalp I took today on Ethereum, but I did short Ethereum from higher, and I just like got out and I went back in. But the Solana one, I just held it. Okay. Super easy short, man. This was the easiest short you could have asked for. And then understanding, you know, where your order flow is and what makes more sense. You know, you got to understand where you are. Like, that's a high here. So if you break that, you're coming down, right? Solana has nothing but liquidity to the downside. Nothing but all this that it could come for. It didn't take any lows on the way up. So this, I was letting everybody know, this could be a swing short down to like 150. Like, this could very well do this. Not to mention, you have a Model 1 distribution right here. You know what I'm saying? So, am I going to marry that plan forever? No, I'm not, because things change. But right now, it definitely could go there. Right? I think it's important to realize that. I think it's important to remain objective. And I think it's very easy to get lost in, like what everybody says online. So easy to all caps and say biggest bull run ever. You know what I'm saying? So anyway. All right. Ox the Doc, what's up, brother? How are you, my friend? Awesome, bro. You're a TA killer. Luke, I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thanks for the answer. How to study the course? Just watching or any other way? However you learn, man. Watch it. I would say watch it multiple times, right? Watch it multiple times. Watch it multiple times. Watch it multiple times. That's all I can say. And it's not very long. It's like 5 or 6 hours. So, yo, Nick, by the way, I don't remember if I asked you this already, but I'm probably going to do a 24-hour stream in like 2 weeks. And I'm going to need creators to hop on stream with me, bro. So if you're around and you're down to like chat for a bit, I could really use the help of other creators. 24-hour stream is no joke, man. All right. Congrats on the Soul short. That was clean. Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, I let the Nexus know, and, you know, we've been short and chill since. And just, you know, when you piece it all together and whatever. Yeah. All right, Nick says he'll pop in and gift you the leapfrog. I actually have your leapfrog indicator, brother. I have it. I don't know where it went. Oh, right here. Yeah, I have it. I have it right here. I got it, man. Why do I use cross and not isolated? I'll tell you why. So you should, yeah, live on YouTube is going to be 24 hours. I'll tell you why I use cross, okay? It's not about cross or isolated. You should usually use isolated, but sometimes I put my leverage up like pretty high, and I don't want to get liquidated. And I'm not like going hard. Like, I'm not going in heavy. I don't get liquidated. But like, I'll give you, okay, here's what I do. Let me tell you guys what I do, okay? So if I want to open up a position on like Dogecoin, for example, right? What I'll do, my leverage is usually high. So I'll open up a $1 position on Dogecoin. Let's say I'm going long, okay? I long $1 on Doge, okay? And I'm like 100x leverage. I open up a $1 long so that at the bottom of the exchange, I can have it like at the bottom. right? So I don't need to like go and click around and move around. I just have it there. Okay. What happens is if you're on isolated and even if you're on a $1 position and it moves too far against you, like it's not a real position. I'm doing it simply for the purpose of, you know, whatever. If that happens, sometimes I'll get like, oh, you got liquidated for $1. Like obviously I don't care about $1, but I want it to stay at the bottom of my screen. That's the thing. I want it to stay there. So that's the reason I use cross. It's not like a normal thing to do, and you shouldn't use cross. But it's because when I'm building positions, especially when I'm just doing a starter, like when I have interest in something, I open up a $1 position on it. And then I just like, so it's there at the bottom and I can click and go to it very easily. That's why I do it. Man, I'm telling you guys, I'm not like any other trader that you know. Not like any other trader that you know. Okay, we might actually get along here soon. But yeah. How do I pull my range in an uptrend? Like this. You're gonna pull your range from the high to the low. So this is your range. From the high to the low. Right there. That's your range. From the high to the low. Like right now, if you want to pull a range on Bitcoin, which you can, if you're scalping it, this is your range currently. Currently, that's the range that I would be trading if I was trading Bitcoin, which I don't care to trade Bitcoin. And I'm definitely not longing it because that's the most riskiest long I've ever seen in my entire life. How did I learn trading? I learned trading like everybody else, man. Like I followed a couple people and I took their courses and I took their courses and I took the best from everybody and I used what works for me. And then, you know, now I'm this trader. I just studied, bro. I just decided that I wanted to learn how to do this game and that's what I did. And I devoted my life to it. I didn't leave my house for like 2 years. Thank you. I love you. I was in the Nexus and it was an amazing learning experience. Beauty, man. I love you too. I'm glad you found value. All right, guys, we got 179 people in here. We only have 61 likes. That is so depressing. After I gave you that USDT alpha. Okay. Since we're here real quick, we actually seriously, it's too early in my opinion, but we might actually have longs here soon. I think it's a little bit too soon. It's a little bit too soon. And I'll find a better risk reward trade right now. I don't care to long the bottom. Like I don't care to be the guy that longed this because entry doesn't matter. Even if I was going to long right now, put my stop loss there. And let's just say I'm targeting that green line. Well, why would I do that when I could just do this? Have this long and get a way better risk to reward trade. Like I said, my Solana short or my Dogecoin long was a 15 risk to reward long. Okay. Did I announce the winner? I did. Yeah. Yeah, I did. How do you deal with emotions? Any suggestions? Yeah, man. I have some suggestions. And I want to just say this, Liberty. I'm not a perfect trader, okay? Like I fold to emotions as well. Okay? Like don't think that I don't fold when the emotions come in, okay? I've talked about this before, but long story short, I longed in the Nexus the exact low on Ethereum and I said that that was the exact low until all-time highs. That was at 1497. I longed 300 Ethereum. Had I held that, that would have been $1 million right now. Okay. But I fumbled the bag. Okay. Understanding that. And the Nexus remembers that. Shouts out to the Nexie. Understanding that. Here's what I am working on doing. Okay. So the very first video that I ever posted on YouTube was don't focus on the dollar amount, focus on the percentages. Okay. And the reason why is because you don't have an emotional attachment to percentages, but you have an emotional attachment to the dollar. right? So, you know, $100 for you is whatever you perceive $100 as, whereas for me, $100 may be different, right? Not better or worse, just different. $100 for you might be different from me, right? But you have an emotional attachment to $100, right? Like I started working when I was 16 years old for $9 an hour. So at the time, $100 is like 10 hours for me. Wait, what just happened? I just lost. I just lost you guys. Can you guys still hear me? Am I live? Am I still live? Can you guys let me know if I'm still live? Am I still live? Hello, hello, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Am I still live? Oh, we're still here? Okay. All right, so, you know, your attachment to the dollar is whatever your attachment to the dollar is, right? You need to detach that, right? You need to detach it. So the way to detach it is to focus on the percentages. Now, the problem is you can't actually hide the dollar amount when you're on the exchange. So I'm going to give you some advice that that Alexo Crypto gave the Otter gang, okay? And I took it, and I'm trying to do it, which is when he goes in a position, like turn the exchange off, like hide the exchange. So this is something that I've started to do. Okay, so far it's been good. Okay, we're doing very well this month, very well this month. Anyway, my point though is, like, you know, your goal is to try to detach yourself from the dollar as much as possible, because you have an emotional attachment to the dollar, but you don't have an emotional attachment to percentages. So close the trade and just let it be. And remember that your invalidation is your invalidation. Like, don't flop and grope, right? Let's just pretend, okay? Let's pretend I'm longing right now and I'm putting my stop loss here. If price comes down all the way to here, don't fucking close it. Your invalidation is your invalidation. So open your trade, put your stop loss, put your take profits, and then close the thing. Close it. Close it. That's the best advice I got for you. Managing your trades is important, but don't if you have reason to close it, then yes, it's important, but don't just like flop and grope on it. Okay. Live and learn. Yeah. There's a lot of liquidity to take long in the short term. I disagree. I still think there's more liquidity down. But anyway, whatever. If we see a setup, we take the trade. I don't really care. All right. Let me see. Geo, wait. Geo, how can you stop holding losing trades? How do you stop holding losing trades? Well, your invalidation is your invalidation, right? So like, if you get invalidated, then get the hell out. Don't hold a losing trade. Do not hold a losing trade, and definitely don't add to a losing trade. Don't do that. At least I don't do that. Do I still use MC indicator for trading? I use MC when I'm preparing my entries, and only for my entries. I don't use Market Cipher anymore to give me a directional bias. I don't do that. And I'll tell you exactly why. I've talked about this before. It was even before this where I gave up on using MC for directional bias. I just am better not using it. But when this 3-day wave, like you had this bearish divergence, 3-day wave, money flow coming out, momentum coming out, and then you still pumped, happened. Like I just unfortunately, like I can't use it for directional bias anymore. I can use it for entries. So like I already know where I'm looking to enter. I already know where I want price to be. I already know what I want my structure to look like when I'm ready to enter. And then I can use Market Cipher as my cherry on top, my extra confluence. See, what I was using it wrong. I was like maining in Market Cipher and not focusing on the actual TA. Not focusing on the actual levels. Now I can trade without Market Cipher if I want to, which makes me way better with Market Cipher. Because if I already know that I'm looking to short and I can see money coming out like this, then it's like, okay, well, that looks pretty good. But I only use it for entries. Like only entries. I don't care if I have divergences against me or whatever. I literally don't care. I literally don't care. All right. Did I announce the winner in public? Yeah, I did. I did announce the winner. I did announce the winner. I did. Man, oh yeah, you know what? It actually comes up as a reply. Okay, I don't know where the post is, but I definitely posted it and I DM'd the winner. This was the one that won. Looks like the bottom is in. I personally think that's hilarious. Like looks like the bottom in is so funny because I'm drinking excessively. So this is the guy that won. Shame his boy. All right. The longer you're in the market trading, the more you see wins and losses as learning and lessons. As time goes on, you learn that losses will happen. 100%, man. And I've said this before, you know, Joe, we've talked about this. Like, I don't lose, I win, I learn. I don't lose, I learn. I either win or I learn. And you're gonna lose. Like, I like losing because then you get to learn. People are so afraid to lose. I'm not afraid to lose. How are you gonna win if you don't lose? You have to lose. See that you learn. You know? All right. Do I recommend any prop firms? I do recommend Breakout. And I will be making a breakout video soon. I'm going to get a new evaluation and I'm going to get it funded. And I'll make a YouTube video for you guys soon. I actually just got my affiliate code for Breakout. So if you guys are interested in joining Breakout, which is a prop firm, I have to update my new affiliate code, but it's in the Discord. What do I use instead of Market Cipher? Nothing. I don't like, I can trade with absolutely zero indicators now. I can trade with, like, I can tell you right now, for example, if Solana pumps, it's very likely going to do this. I can already tell you. If it keeps pumping, it's very likely going to hit here and then come down and hit this. I can already tell you that. If you're scalping, like if I'm super scalping, I'll literally go in right here. Just like that. Right there, there's a 6 risk to reward trade right there. Can you turn 20K into 1 mil in 6 months? Yeah. You definitely can. I have never done that. I don't know if I could do that personally. But yeah. Why this OB and not the ones above? I mean, it could go above. It could go here. It could go there. Same idea. This is either one. I don't think so. I think it would do this. Because this is too much of a pump. This is too much of a pump. So what I think is going to happen, like right now, I can already tell you exactly what's happening. For those who think that there's no liquidity because we just took the liquidity. Yeah, there's liquidity. You got to understand, like, people are so unbelievably aggressive on longs right now. Like, sentiment is so high, right? So what I think is, not what I think, what I know. Every time you get one of these little bounces, like here, for example, You come down, you get a little bounce, people long it, and they put their stop loss there. Then they get wrecked. You see a big wick, they're like, oh, it's a big wick. People long it, get wrecked. Oh, it's bouncing, people long it. Like, there's liquidity being generated the whole way. There's no way, you know? People are definitely putting liquidity. I trade out indicators, but sometimes you have them on your chart so people don't get freaked out. Yeah. Hi, Geo. Do I, if 4-hour USDT will do SFP and close 4-hour below previous range high, the bottom is in? Nope. I don't think the bottom is in. I don't think there's any reason to be long-term bullish right now. I think that USDT dominance is coming up to at least 4.6%. I think that shorts are swings, scalps are longs are scalps. The only way that I could even confirm that 4-hour SFP is if you close below this low, which I don't think is going to happen. So no, I remain bearish. When I trade with big margin, you reduce. Is there any chance Solana can touch 210? I mean, man, at the end of the day, there's a chance for everything to happen. Can it go to 210? Yes. Do I think it's going to go to 210? Fuck no. No, I do not at all think it's going to go there. Not at all. Geo, can you give us some entry confirmation you see on MC? Brethren, I don't even have MC up right now. I don't use MC. I use it for entries only, but I don't even see an entry yet. Like, I need to see where I want to do business. I need to see it. And then I will open it when I'm there, if I don't have structure to use. Gotta walk the dog. Thank you for the time. One love, brother. I'll probably be off by the time you're back, but one love. Yeah, I've noticed the more we dump, more liquidity gets created below. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, everybody's just like dumb longing right now. That's what it is. It's just dumb longs, because that's what the market is used to. But there's a serious shift right now that's happening. There's a serious shift in the market. Like, this is not a joke. Like, this is, man, when I'm telling you guys, based on USDT dominance, and don't come at me, I'm not saying it is over, but I'm saying based on this accumulation model, right? No different, look, no different than my Solana short, where I'm up 10K on, okay? No different than this Solana short. This is a model 1 distribution. Look, I'm just going to show you. No different than this. You have 1, you have 2, you have 3, and then you have down, and significantly down. No different than any of that. What do you have on the high time frame on USDT dominance? You have 1, you have 2, you have 3. You're in a range, and you have nothing but liquidity on the highs. The lows have been taken many times. We've already been in a bull run for 3.5 years. Is there a world that makes sense for this to be the market top? Yes, there is. This could be your market high. I'm not saying it is, but you gotta know probabilities, right? Nothing's ever 100%. Anybody that's telling you that the bull run is over, am I telling you that it's over? No, I'm not. Anybody that's telling you that it's not over, am I telling you that it's not over? No, I'm not. But you have to understand what your probabilities are. This makes sense. Like, okay, let's just say this went up, pumped, and just hypothetically, okay? Let's just say USDT did that. Hypothetically, USDT dominance did this. And let's just say hypothetically that the bull run is over right now. Hypothetically. Okay? I'm going to be able to make a video and explain it to you guys. This is why. No different than I'm explaining it to you right now. Right? So, that's all I'm saying. Right? I'm not saying it is over. I'm not saying it's over. But I'm also not saying that it's not. Like, there is a serious case to be made that if this structure flips back to bullish here, that just confirms this order block, which is confirming your third tap of your potential model 2 accumulation, which means your target would be here. I'm just saying, like, there's a serious case to be made for it. That's all I'm saying. And no one talks about this. Everyone is just so certain that we're going higher. I'm not saying we're not, but I'm not saying we are either. That's the difference between me and somebody else, man. If I was just perma bull posting, I would have so many followers. But in my opinion, right now, there is like a hard 0% chance to be bullish. There's a 0% chance to be bullish right now, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Please change your background. We can't see. What do you mean you can't see? Why can you not see? You should be able to see. Thanks, Gio. Why does it have to close below this low instead of taking liquidity from the previous high? Doesn't ETH do something similar yesterday? Because the way that I personally confirm an SFP is to get a structure flip. That's the way that I personally confirm it. What's my prediction tomorrow for BTC? I don't know based on time, but I do predict that BTC is going to well, I don't make predictions, I react. But right now I don't have any longs, I'll tell you that. I have 0 longs right now. And yeah, I mean, I think that it could easily find its way down to like sub 105k. I think we're down until like October. I maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see why USDT Dominance is not gonna grind its way up to this high. Then when we get here, we'll talk about it, right? We'll talk, but like from here to here caused a 10% move on the market. So from here to here is gonna cause another 10, 15%, 20% even, right? Like I just see 0 reason to be bullish right now. I just think like longing is absolutely counter trend trading. Why would you try to long it when you should just be shorting right now? That's my opinion. There's a place and a time. You see what I mean? Like I said, I don't even think that it's going to get up there. You couldn't even get the short. It's weak. The market is weak. There's no reason to be long right or to be bullish right now. 0 reason. Like stone cold hard 0 reason to be bullish on anything right now. Do I use order flow software? No, I don't need it. The more liquidity and buying going on right now, the higher prices. Oh yeah, I already read that. The difference between this bull run and last. Now I'm not listening to all the hype and extended cycle. Yeah, man, 100%. Joe, 100%. Bro, listen, you see the trade, you take the trade. That's it. And then you hold it. When I withdraw my money from the exchanges to my bank account, do I have money limit before withdrawing my money? What's the system? I recommend that you buy a Trezor or a Ledger and keep your crypto there. I don't need to put my trading money in my bank account because I run businesses, right? So I don't put my crypto money in the bank. Only thing bullish is all the shorts on BTC chilling at 109. ETH was at all-time high yesterday. How can we be bearish? How can you not be? How can you be bullish when you have this? What do you mean? What do you mean? How can you not be? Yeah, it was at all-time high and then it absolutely shat the bed. What do you mean? That's like the most bearish thing I've ever seen. Down 12%. That is like exactly why it's bearish. Because it hit all-time high. It's exactly why it's bearish. Four-year cycles are dead. I agree with that. Bro, teach us a strategy to be like you. Bro, join the Nexus. It's all there. It's all there. It's all there. It takes time to swap momentum. Yeah, you're right. But look, what is this, brother? This is time, bro. That's time. You can see it. Look. If you just draw it, look. It's starting to curve. You can see it. Like it's, you know, it absolutely takes time. I'm not saying don't long. Like there are definitely longs to be made. I'm not saying only short. That's not what I'm saying. I'm a scalper. I long. Yesterday, we longed Dogecoin and we shorted the shit out of everything on the same day. Like I frequently long and short every day, right? But you know, you saying it takes time to turn momentum, like you're right. And that's exactly what it's doing. It's taking time. It needs time to distribute. Look at what I have drawn out. This is my favorite play. This is my favorite situation right now on Ethereum. Come down a little bit more. Get this. Look, give yourself the time. Let them distribute. Let everybody think it's going higher. And then boom, top is in. Now, obviously, things change. So don't marry that plan. But you also had a huge SMT between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like the biggest SMT I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, in my opinion, the midterm, term, sure, whatever. But midterm, there's no reason to be bullish, in my opinion. And that could change tomorrow. But right now, there's no reason to be bullish, in my opinion. What do I think about breakout? About the breakout overnight holding fee and what's the easiest payout? Wait, about the breakout overnight holding fee? I didn't even know that there was a holding fee on breakout. So I don't really have a thought on it because I didn't know that that was a thing. Do I think we can wipe out the CME gaps below before pumping? 100%. 100% I do. I think that everybody is was like super like longing into this. Man, the first thing I told the Nexus today was that I actually think that this CME gap is going to get left behind. Everybody's longing into this CME gap. Man, there's just so much entitlement in the market right now. Like I have no other way to put it. There is so much entitlement. You know? I was like, I don't even think that they're going to go for it. It's too easy. It's way too easy to long into that CME gap, you know? Short-term bearish, yeah. Just playing at devil's advocate. No, man, it's all good. It's all good, bro. Look, I'm cool to like, you know, open like respectful discussions. I'm cool for, as long as you can back it up. Like if you just say, but it's a bull run, then I'm not going to take you seriously. What did you say you should join? So, okay, let me explain real quick. First of all, I am biased. Okay. It obviously benefits me for you to pay me. So I'm just going to say that. But in the description of this video is the Nexus, okay? The Nexus is my premium Discord, my premium network, where you get access to the Nexus course, where you get to learn everything that I do. You get access to my live streams every single morning, where we come up with a plan and we're looking for ideas. Then you get access to my levels, my charts, and then you get access to my real-time updates, where I let everybody know when I'm taking the positions and whatnot. So right here, for example, let's utilize the... right here where I said I tried a short on the Sol SFP high, model 2 distribution, bearish OI, whatever. That short is the short that you see on my screen right now. Like that short is this short. This right here is that. Okay. Now I don't always tell everybody I mean, I let them know what I'm looking for, and then I let them know when it happens, but I don't always say like, oh, I'm in. I don't do that. Not always, sometimes, but the main thing is you get access to the course and you get access to the network. You know, it's truly, and again, I'm biased. Believe me, I'm very well aware that I'm biased, but I've worked very hard on it. That's why I've been away from YouTube for the last little while. And it's truly the #1 trading. Like I wish I had the Nexus when I was trying to learn, and I'm in there all the time, man. Like I'm in there all the time. I'm in there all the time. What happened to the breakout account I opened for fun? I blew it. That was like my all-in account. I was just YOLOing it, and I blew it. Just close your losers and let the winners run. Yeah. Do I follow Benjamin Cowan? I do, and I actually think that Ben. So here's what I think. I think when it comes to traders, you should follow 1, maybe 2 max. And I think you should follow Benjamin Cowan, and I think you should unfollow everybody else. And it doesn't even need to be me. But when too many people that trade different ways have opinions on everything, you're going to get mind fucked. Find 1 or 2 creators, like 2 max, that you fuck with, that you like. 1 or 2 max. Unfollow everybody else and add Benjamin Cohen to that. That's my opinion. What are my thoughts on the 4-hour Ethereum block? We're in it now, but yeah, I mean, this is actually a pretty good zone. This is a pretty good zone. I don't think it's a swing long anymore, though. I do think it's going to give you a lower high, lower low. If this is the one that you're talking about. If you're talking about the one that we're in right now, I think it's still going to produce a lower high, lower low. So if we do get a long here, I'm not going to take it more than like 4,500 if you're lucky. And then we look to swing short it. I ultimately think Ethereum is coming back to 3,700. I ultimately believe that's where it's headed. And then we'll see. MS on USDT daily is still bearish. How much do I take that into consideration? Andres, you're going to have to go back and watch the beginning of the stream, brother, because I covered all of that. All CME gaps have been filled last 17 times. Yeah, there's a first for everything. Thoughts on Bonk? I don't trade Bonk. I seriously won't buy Bitcoin above 30,000. I mean, I'm a trader. I don't care to buy spot either way. It's the only group I have stayed in, and I have been in them all. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you like the Nexus. I'm really glad. What's up, Bob? Hope you're doing well. Showed you love by hitting the like button. Yeah, man, guys, hit the like button. We got 159 people in here. We got to get these algos roaring again. 100 likes, 168 people. What do I think about ETH going down to 38.60? Yes, that I do like that. I do think that that's going to happen. But yeah, no, I'm not buying Bitcoin above 30K. That's retarded, in my opinion. Hey, look, things could change. Maybe I buy it in the bear market at 40K. Ooh. I'll tell you this. Maybe I would buy it, but I will tell you with 100% certainty. I'm going to make myself big here so you guys can see that I'm not playing. With 100% certainty, I am not buying Bitcoin above 100K. That I can tell you with absolute certainty. If you put a gun to my head, I will pull the trigger. There is a stone cold, hard 0% chance I would ever buy Bitcoin above 100K. Really not happy with you not trading big sizes like Face. You're better than him. You know what, bro? I'll say this, man. CryptoFace is a veteran. CryptoFace has been around for a very long time. CryptoFace has capital that I don't have. CryptoFace has balls that I don't have. You know, I think everybody trades differently. I think that I have my seasons. I think that everybody has their seasons, right? You know, just because you're a good trader doesn't mean you're always good. Sometimes I go on losing streaks, right? So I'm working on building up my position sizes. I'm working on building up my emotions. And you know, one day hopefully I can be pulling the numbers that CryptoFace pulls, you know? Do I think if they do one rate cut next that will change the direction? I have no idea. Would I recommend your course or White Phoenix? Listen, I've given my praise to White Phoenix many times. I have nothing but good things to say about White Phoenix. I talked to White Phoenix like 2 days ago. I want to get White Phoenix on the channel, but he's a very busy dude, okay? Now the question, do I recommend his course or my course, is subjective to the user, okay? I think that if you like the way that I teach and you resonate the way that I teach, then my course is better. But if you like the way he teaches and resonates with the way that he teaches, then his course is better. At the end of the day, I've taken the best from who I've learned from, including White Phoenix and his course, and made it my own, okay? So I just think that it's subjective to the actual, I don't want to say guru, but we'll say like the trader, right? If you like the way like some people can't stand the way that I teach. Some like they can't retain information. Then my course is not the course for you, right? Some people like the way that I teach, and then my course is the way for you. So it's subjective. I wouldn't say, you know, one is necessarily better over the other, but what I will say is that, and I've said this many times and I have no shame. I told him this 2 days ago. I was like, literally 2 days ago, I told him that I've praised him so much on the channel. I 100% recommend White Phoenix. I have nothing but good things to say, man. In my opinion, he's the best trader that any of us have ever been exposed to ever by far, and it's not even close. It's not even close. And I've said that every time. And I have nothing, like I said, you know, appreciate my honesty, bro. I don't know why some people feel the need to hide where they learned from. Like, you know, I don't know why people do that. Like, why do I need to lie to you and say that I invented all these things? I did invent certain things. Like I said, I made it my own. Right? I've made it my own. But people are weird. Like, I don't know why people feel the need to lie about shit. Like, this is truly the most scammy fucking industry, honestly. How's my emotions trading big size? Yeah, man. I took a really big long on Ethereum. And then it went well, but it's getting there, man. It's getting there. It's getting better. You can't fight in White Phoenix. He is he's not on social media. He's gonna have a YouTube channel soon, and I'm helping him with it. Like, I'm gonna help him with it. So yeah. He's not like public right now. He's in Jason Casper's like VIP Discord. So if you're interested, go to Jason Casper and in his premium Discord. But he doesn't have like socials himself. All right. Question. After figuring out my model with the patience and discipline, how long did it take me to become profitable and get the hang of trading where I'm compounding my gains? Okay, that's a very good question. And here's what I'm going to say. Like, here's what I'm going to say. You don't just become profitable. At least I didn't. Like, I didn't just become profitable overnight. You know, you think you got it and then you don't. And then you think you got it and then you don't. And you think you got, right? You don't just become profitable overnight. But like it's a never-ending journey. You know? It's a never-ending journey. So, you know, how did I just figure it out? I never did just figure it out. I'm still on my journey, right? Like, just because I have a YouTube channel and I run a network and I am a lot more right than I am wrong, which at the end of the day, trading's all probabilities. Like I said, I have no shame being wrong. Of course I'm wrong. I'm still like learning as well. Like, not learning, but I'm still working on the actual compounding and the emotions and stuff that comes with it. So, you know, how long did it take me to become profitable? In total, probably around 2 years. But that doesn't mean that there isn't room for improvement. Like, I'm not at the finish line. You know what I mean? There is no finish line. That's what I mean by that. Stop glazing. Phoenix Legend, Brewberry is your mentor though. Same lineage, 100%. I was so then you must be an Alex O Cryptos thing. I was just talking to Brewberry right now. How to overcome? I always book profit early in big quantity and not letting the move run. Well, you need to understand where you are. So the way that I trade, like right now, okay, here's what I do basically, long story short. Okay? Here's the way that I do it. So when I'm doing my mid or high time frame analysis, okay? My mid or high time frame analysis, I'm a real one for mentioning other creators' courses. Dude, I 100%. Again, like I have no shame. It's not like, oh, I need everybody's money. Oh, no, man. Like, I'm not for everybody and everybody's not for me, you know? I try to just keep it as straight as I can. Anyway, here's to answer your question. Let's look at Solana, okay? Because I took this Solana trade and I'm actually in it. Okay, let's look at Solana. So we shorted this exact high, right? Your question is, how do you know if you should hold it or book a profit early? And the answer is, you need to understand where you are on a higher, I don't want to say higher time frame because I don't believe in time frames, right? See, this is shit you're not going to get anywhere else. Like, I didn't learn from Phoenix, for example, that I don't believe in time frames. That's all me, right? Like, time frame buckets is me. I don't believe in time frames. Time frames make no sense to me, right? But you got to understand where you are in the higher time frame of it. Like, where are you in the context of the market? This is an SFP of this high. You have nothing but these ugly ass lows on the low. So if this is going to give you an SFP, why do I need to take profit like here when I know that it's very likely going to come for this low? Right? So you just need to understand where you are. And what I do when I'm doing my analysis is exactly what you can see on the screen right now. So I know, for example, that if we do get a scam wick down here, I'm looking to long it up to here. So I'll take profit if I see signs of weakness along the way, right? But ultimately, if we do get this, I will look to long it to here. And then here I will look to short it. And where's my short pointing to? Here, right? But when you're actually trading it in real time, you're not on the 4-hour time frame. You're zoomed in. So I know that when we come to if we come to this box, right? If we come up to this box and I'm zoomed in on this box, I know that you're trading this little local range that's here, and then you're looking to send it down to wherever the high time frame is pointing to. He doesn't have an X account. Rupak, I appreciate you, broski. Feels like you've been getting better, but the market always humbles you again. Yep, that happens to me too. Don't think it doesn't happen to me too. Can I give one advice or tips to any beginner trader on the key to being successful, profitable? I know it takes time, but anything that may have helped you that could help someone else? Yeah. Don't focus on the money. Okay. Do not focus on the money. Do not focus on the money. If you focus on the money, you're going to lose. Okay. Focus on the game. Don't focus on the money. You already answered one of the questions that you asked, which is like, you know, it takes time. It absolutely takes time. You have to be patient with it. Okay. And don't focus on the money. Get good at the game, and the money is a result of the game. And you have to have patience. You have to have discipline. If you can't control your emotions, this game is not for you. Focus on the process. Analyze ETH. I already went over ETH, I think. Anyway, there's nothing to analyze besides I'm looking for longs here, but I don't think that they're here yet. And I'm looking for swing shorts here. And I'm ready for a scam wick if it comes to 41.50. Guys, you guys need to chill. Listen, I'm going to say this one more time. White Phoenix does not have social media. Okay? He does not have social media. When he makes a YouTube, which I'm going to help him with, I will let you guys know. I'm trying to have him on the channel. But he doesn't have any social media. He doesn't have a YouTube. He doesn't have X. He doesn't have anything. Yes, part of Alex's Discord. Each high and low has a job. Yeah, 100%. 100%, Luke. I'm exactly with you on that. That's exactly like him. So Brewberry, I don't know if he learned from Phoenix or he learned with Phoenix. But he knows Phoenix. Like, he's friends with Phoenix too. Do I recommend any decentralized exchanges? Probably, what's that one called? Avalanche? Is that what it's called? I don't know if it's called Avalanche or whatever. I'm gonna affiliate with them, and I've never even used it. I don't even know how to put money into the wallet. Anyways, give me one sec. I gotta blow my nose. I'm sick. Okay. Don't I use decentralized exchanges? Nope. I use KSX. KSX is the #1 indicator in my opinion. Or number one. KSX is the #1. Oh, we might have a long here. KSX is the #1 exchange by far. By the way, by far. Every other exchange is shit. Anybody that's shilling you Blowfin and Weeks and whatever, garbage. It's all garbage. KSX is the best one by far. Even MEXC sucks now. Even MEXC fucking blows. All right, let's see if we can take a trade. How do we get into this? There is a potential long here, although I don't love it. I really don't love it. Your long would be here. Your stop loss would be right here. You could probably get a little scalp out of here. This is not financial advice. If you lose, I'm not taking it. I'm just saying you could probably get a little scalp there. I would not take this trade ever. But you probably could take it up to like, I don't know, here. I'm not taking it. And this is not, I'm not saying it's even valid. Like if I was gonna take it, I would tell you. I'm not taking it. But I think it could work. I just think it's risky and I don't think that there's a point to doing that. Gay sex, yeah. Mexi has 0 fees on Solana. I know, I've actually been using Mexi for that reason. Why is Mexi bad? It's not that it's bad. Okay, I actually lied to you guys. So I am in another position. I'm in another Solana short. But this is like not a real position. So like I have a very little bit of money here. This is why I hate fucking Mexi. Because it does so many stupid pop-ups and shit. I know that it does 0. But I don't know. I just like... It's not that Mexi sucks. It's that KSEX is way better. Let's just say that. And Mexi like always does some stupid shit where it just changes the fees without telling you. I don't fuck with that. Why don't I use DEXs? I don't use DEXs because I don't know how to put the money in that wallet. Like the Phantom wallet and whatever. I don't know how to do any of that. I know I despise moving averages, but what are my thoughts on trading fair value gaps alongside with trend breaks, order blocks? That's all I trade. But that has nothing to do with moving averages. And I don't actually despise moving averages. I'm working on like on strategies utilizing moving averages. Yo, what's up, Jet? What's up, bruv? We just been chilling, bro. We're hanging and shit, you know? What's the name of the exchange? KSEX. It's in the links in the description down below. So I don't use Jupiter. I don't even know what Jupiter is. Yo, shouts out to Bags, man, who just joined the Nexus. I'm happy to have you here, man. I'm happy to serve you. I hope that everything you want is here. I hope that I'm everything that you're looking for. It's a really good thing, man. We got a really good thing going. All right. Hey Gio, wanna crush an 8-ball? You're in Woodbridge with Krishna and some other Jita. Maybe when I'm not sick as fuck. Yeah, maybe. Maybe if you're not a killer and I'm not sick as fuck, we'll run it. You're a magician too. Whenever you try to transfer crypto from one place to another, poof, it's gone. Dude, 100%. Yo, I got the video I mentioned for the Nexus. Which video? What's my views on ExoChart? I don't use it. What about KSEX do I like? It is the absolute best exchange in terms of fees by far. By far. What shows do I like? I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV often. No, non-KYC. The links for that is in my description down below, BT dubs. So if you want to support me, just like hitting the like button, it is completely free to you. And it does benefit me. So if you want to try out KSEX, the link is in the description down below. And of course, I appreciate you for doing that. Appreciate you. Gio, we live so close. How have you not seen me in person around here? Bro, I told you. I messaged you and I was like, yo, like, let's like, are you down to meet up? I'll chill for a bit. I was fucked up. I was on my way home. And I was like, yo, like, let me go see one of my people. All right. I mentioned to record a video of me saying something to get the Nexus scores. Yeah, I don't remember what you're talking about, but yeah, send me it. Send me it. Do I only enter with market buys? Like 99% of the time. Gee, why am I drinking so much? Man, it's summer, that's why. But I'm done drinking after this. I'm done drinking after this weekend. Okay, so we're seeing some life here. We're seeing some life here. We might actually get along here soon. Yeah, we've actually... That could be your low for a little bit. That could be your low for a little while. We'll see. Be our guest. Be our guest. Should I close my Solana short? I feel like that's close enough. And then I'll just re-short it. Yeah, I think it's time we close. Yeah, I just sent it on Discord. Let's meet up at Wild Wing. I'm about it, bro. But I need to not be sick first. Maybe like next week or something. I'm also on nuking calories this week. Because I'm seeing some bad bitches on Saturday. And I'm fat, as you know. So I'm nuking right now. Looking for 111650. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really feel like trading today. 111650. Yeah, I don't know. Do I own any supercars? I definitely do not own any supercars yet. One day. If I'm still on this, like, I'm on a crazy like win streak. Like, if I keep this up, I pray that it stays like this forever. Because sometimes I just miss so bad. But most of the time, I'm good. Gotta go crazy for the bad bees. 100%, bro. 100%. ETH gonna pump now to 4,500? Maybe. Maybe. All right. Listen, my friends. One love. I'm out. I don't know if you took that. But if you did, you should probably TP. Actually, you still have this guy that you're fighting. Not the best. All right. One love. My dearest friends, I hope we are all happy, healthy, wealthy. I will see you guys on the next stream. One love. One love. Set my heart on fire.